Aaron Glenn doesn't want Aaron Rodgers back. Reports from Adam Scheffler come out today saying that Aaron Rodgers flew all the way back to New Jersey to meet with the Jets, where the Jets told him that they would not be needing his services next year. So as a Jet fan, in my eyes, I think this is a great move because Aaron Glenn can't have the Grim Reaper of head coaches in his office, which is Aaron Rodgers. He can't come back to the Jets because he did what kids do to Robert Saleh when they have senioritis in high school, okay? He was throwing paper airplanes at his back. He got 4 coaches fired. They brought 13 guys into the organization just to appease Rodgers and jumping through hoops. And as soon as I heard Rodgers was going to decide if he wanted to go back, that's when Aaron Glenn made the right decision. No. We're not doing the decision with LeBron James going to the Heat again every year with Aaron Rodgers, all right? You're 41. You're way past your prime, okay? The NFL does not start and stop at your convenience anymore, dude. You're done. You just saw the future last night. Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, and we'll get to that. But do you think that the Jets made the right move here?
Yeah, I mean, look, you said it here. He couldn't be here. I said, you know what? If you're Aaron Glenn, make it the Aaron Show for a year. I mean, with the roster in its current state, like, you can be competitive, but I think this is a good thing because it shows that they're going to give this guy some leeway to tear it down. And I think the roster overhaul is going to start as soon as the calendar year opens. Like,
yeah,
this roster is going to look a lot different than it did last year.
And Aaron Rodgers is the bad side of this is that Aaron Rodgers is the best choice for the Jets at quarterback right now. Okay?
Well, we looked at all the stats. What was it? Top 5 ever? Top 5
Top
Jets,
3. Top
Jets
3.
Quarterback season with the Jets. Yeah, I mean.
At 28-10, he had the 3rd best season. He almost had 4,000 yards passing. We spoke about this before. The only 4,000-yard passer in Jets history is Joe Namath. Okay? So what I'm saying is, if you look at the free agents market of quarterbacks, you have Sam Darnold, and you have Sam Darnold, okay? Dylung, and Dylung. 3 greatest rappers of all time. Then you have nobody, bro. You got Fields from the Steelers, who they're going to keep. They're not going to let him walk. They're keeping him in-house. So he was the only answer at quarterback, but yet his personality and his whole shtick made him not be able to come back, bro. He has alienated everybody in the NFL. I can't find people that... And, you know, you're going on the Pat McAfee show every week. We don't need a circus, especially a team like the Jets, who doesn't need any distractions, who needs to start over. That's it. Like I said to you, man, Breece Hall, Gardner, let them all... Garrett Wilson, let them walk. Trade them. Start new.
I don't think you can jettison everybody. I mean, there's some good players here.
Okay, I agree. But what have they won? It's either that they haven't been coached up, Chris.
Dude, you're talking about guys who've been in the league for 2 years, and they're good players. Breece Hall's a good player.
They've been in the league for 3 years.
Who? Okay. Gardner, 2.
All of them.
This will be Gardner's 3rd year.
Yeah, this will all be their 3rd year.
This will be his 3rd year.
Yeah, and we're all going to have to pay these knuckleheads. They
all
haven't
right.
won.
I mean,
yeah, and they haven't won shit. Breece Hall's hurt all the time. Had a down year last year. How many people did he disappoint on the franchise? You know what I'm saying?
You have a fucking quarterback calling the plays who's not going to run the ball, period. Like, that was the whole year. Like, you'd watch the game, and I drafted Breece 1-1, so case in point.
You're the guy. You're the guy to talk to.
But the point being is, like, you would watch these games, and Breece would rip off a 16-yard run, and they wouldn't run the ball again for 2 quarters. So, like, yes, he underperformed, but it has more to do with the scheme, with the coaching, with the play calling, than it does his inability to actually be a player. Now,
yeah,
look,
but I gotta call you out on...
Breece is a running back.
I gotta call you out on some hypocrisy, though. You're saying Sauce Gardner had a down year.
He did.
A couple episodes. If you look at it, no, he didn't. He was like the 3rd best cornerback in the league. So Breece Hall might have been the 12th best running back in the league. And yeah, like you said, okay, I totally agree. A fish stinks from the head down. So maybe he didn't get the reps. Maybe he didn't get the support he needed, okay? All I know, dude, is this is the third year. Everyone's talking about him becoming Marshall Faulk, and running backs fall off of trees, bro, okay? We got a guy behind him from Wisconsin, Allen, who's 21, who's going to take his job next year, okay? He's going to be the dude next year. I think what the New York Jets need to really focus on is that defensive line, bro. We watched it last night with the Philadelphia Eagles. A defensive line can take over a game. Look at the New York Giants beating the New England Patriots twice. What was the difference? It was defensive. It was the defensive line. Offensive line, defensive line. That's exactly what you build from. So Aaron Glenn throwing Aaron Rodgers out of the goddamn building is the best and worst thing that could happen to the Jets. So they're caught in a conundrum here. You know, they're not tanking next year. They're going to be a hard-nosed team. I'm feeling that, okay? So are they going to go with the Florida State quarterback that's the backup, who's coming off of ACL surgery?
Yeah, you know, it's I think you got to give Aaron Glenn and the new GM a little bit of time. I think you need to really, really look at the roster and see who wants to be here. And, dude, I'm sorry, I don't think you're going to be competitive with any of the quarterbacks that are out there. Like, I just don't. They're not. But that's what I mean. Like you said, they're going to be a tough, hard-nosed team. Like, it could be a complete freaking clown show, depending on what happens back there. I mean, I've lived it watching.
But it's already a clown show. So
listen, this
anywhere
year,
but up from here, right?
What? How many wins did they have last year? 6, 7?
No, like 5.
Was it 5?
Yeah, I think they wound up with 5.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of at the bottom.
Yeah. So no. Listen, man. But I'm not expecting. See, right. As a Jet fan, this is what I'm expecting for next year. This is my hopes and prayers. Consistency, hard play, guys that look like they give a shit. Running the ball. How about that? Let's run the ball and let's play some defense. And if you do those two things, you can load up next year with a quarterback and some offense. This is steps, man. We ain't going to do this overnight, obviously. We're not going to shock the world and come out. But I'll tell you this, the Jets do have the talent on the team. If they get a guy that just snaps these guys out of it, it is a possibility. So everyone's on the books, right? Hall, Gardner, and what the fuck? Why don't Garrett
Williams?
I always forget Garrett Wilson's name.
So look, there's a lot of guys. I mean, you're going to take a step back with DJ Reed leaving because they're not going to pay him, and he is the number one quarterback on the market this offseason. So
yeah, guy's a stud.
So look, I just think they need to figure out who the hell wants to be here and plan accordingly around that next season. Because again, you got the first 8 games. Maybe you play some guys up, coach them up, and trade them. Get some draft capital back. You know, look, again, it's the same spot as the Giants. I look at all these mock drafts, and it's like, oh, take the Travis Hunter guy. Oh, take so-and-so. Take the quarterback. It's like, dude, for 10 years, we haven't been able to field a competent offensive line. And we've invested a ton of draft capital. We just watched Mekhi Becton road grade everybody at offensive guard, yet the Giants are sitting here with this bum, Evan Neal, who refuses to play guard. Get him off the team. Like, you know, slide him inside. Do something.
You had to bring up Mekhi Becton?
I just watched Barkley win a freaking championship, so, you know.
You had to do it?
Yeah, because those guys are freaking ballers.
That's perfect, because I have a question for you. I have it written down in my playbook here.
What do you got?
So this is my book that I sit next to me, and I literally have all my Super Bowl notes. So the question I have to you is, what stings more? Me as a Jet fan watching Mekhi Becton win a Super Bowl and have an all-pro season, or Saquon Barkley and a Giant fan watching him win the Super Bowl?
Honestly, I think it's the Jet fan.
Yeah, it's me.
Because for me with Barkley, dude, I'm happy for the guy.
Yeah, there's no reason to not like him.
He was tired of the clown show that was the New York Giants. I get that. He turned down an offer that was bigger than what he got from the Eagles the year before. He did not want to be in New York anymore, and I don't fucking blame him.
He would have got hurt. He would have got hurt because of that offensive line. He would have never had an all-pro season. He would have never had any of this.
Bro, me and B would text each other, Gaharo. We would text each other and be like, God, look how awesome this guy is when he's getting to the second level untouched. Barkley on the Giants had to juke 7 people out on his way to the line of scrimmage. So like,
yeah, that's the old chicken and the egg thing though, because it's like you look at Shanahan when he was the coach of the Broncos for all those years, and they just had fucking bags of potatoes in the backfield, and they had 1,000 yards rushing every single year.
When you have phenomenal offensive lines, you can do that. And
Saquon is good. We're not saying that. Saquon has talent that, is
Saquon is a top
godly.
3 running back in the league in terms of talent. That is undeniable.
Oh, I think he's the most talented running back in the league. I think definitely.
Right.
But the reason that it hurts, I think I agree with you as a Jet fan that it hurts more, is because this was the number 1 draft. This was a first rounder that we had. He was an early round pick. He could never stay healthy. He could never be on the field. And then he goes to the Eagles, man, and that little bit of coaching turns this guy's whole life around, man. This guy looked like he didn't even know how to play football, Chris. Then he goes to the Eagles, and they coach him up in one offseason, and he is a goddamn star. But then that actually proves that speaks more to your point, is that the fact that these guys don't like these clown shows. So maybe Becton was like, my elbow, my arm hurts. I don't want to fucking play for these guys. I don't want to. I really think that guys, when they're on a team like that, I think that they see that reps with a losing team, like the Jets, that aren't going anywhere, that you're not working towards a ring. It's like, yo, dude, I'm going to bag out. I'm still getting paid the same amount of money. I'm omitting this year. I'm not putting myself at risk to win 3 games for the Jets.
Yeah, but I don't know, dude. These guys are ultra competitive. They're always playing for that next contract, especially as rookies. So, like, yes and no. Like, I think what you end up seeing is, like, you end up with, like, Garrett Wilson at the end of this year. Guy just looked totally dejected with, like, he fancies himself a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL.
I like the way you put that. He fancies himself a top 10. Yeah, so does everybody, but he's not.
Right. But he has talent. And
yes.
What do? They go get Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard, and Rodgers just throws to his friends for a whole season.
Yeah.
This guy's like, hey, here I am, the fastest guy on the field. And by week 14, you're just like, all right, well, this isn't, this season's not going my way. And you could just tell on his face that he was just unhappy. So, like, I think that happens more so than people just literally mailing it in because, dude, like I said, there's just so much money on the line. Like, you cannot take your foot off the gas because somebody's going to take your job.
Yeah, and also they have the kid, they have Mekhi Corley that they drafted in the 2nd round, the Jets, who broke the record for yards after catch in the NCAA all time. You know what I'm saying? And we got him in the 2nd round. He's a slot wide receiver. We didn't even see him. He dropped the ball before the end zone. He was that dude, right? But before that point, the point I'm trying to get to is that Aaron Rodgers wasn't throwing to this guy. So we have a lot of talent that wasn't being utilized last year because of Aaron Rodgers. So maybe that, and that's another thing, man. If you're a young dude and you got some 41-year-old guy trying to be he's always trying to be the coolest dude in the room. He's always trying to be the smartest guy in the room. It's like, yo, you're corny, son. Yo, put an egg in your shoe and beat it, Aaron Rodgers.
Our Aaron Rodgers is as old as some of these guys' dads. They're 20, 21 years old coming into the NFL.
He's as old as me.
Well, same.
It doesn't hit you, man. It doesn't hit you. And I'm not playing the NFL, so I give Aaron Rodgers all the credit in the world.
Trust me.
Quick question, though. Where's Aaron going now? Are we going to see Brett Favre 2.0?
No.
He's not going to the Vikings?
No, they have J.J. McCarthy. I don't think KOC wants this mess. If he could turn Sam Darnold around, what the hell is he taking a 41-year-old Aaron?
Good point.
Like, really good point. You know what? I'll take Jameis, who teammates absolutely love, and I'll turn him into an all-star.
Bro,
I'm just throwing, like, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I love him.
If I'm
I
Kevin O'Connell, 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers is not my reclamation project.
yeah.
It's go get yourself a Geno Smith. Go get yourself bring Kirk Cousins back. I don't know. Like he did it in that offense.
I think Kirk Cousins isn't as good as Aaron Rodgers.
What?
I don't think Kirk Cousins is as good as a quarterback as Aaron Rodgers currently, right now.
No. Look,
No, like, do you agree or do you disagree?
I mean, I
Aaron
think
Rodgers had a better year than Kirk Cousins last year.
That I'll 100% agree with.
And they made the same amount of money. Aaron Rodgers played every single game last year.
Yeah.
That has to be something that's said. And in the second half of the year, he started knocking the ring rust off. I saw it with my own eyes. Those back-to-back games in Miami and Jacksonville, when he was nice and warm and he wasn't freezing his ass off in the Meadowlands, in his dad's sweatpants, that uniform has to be goddamn changed, too. Fucking Jets is so whack. Everything about them is whack, Chris.